pre-Ironman race recap video. We're going to start with the Fargo 5K. We finished in 22:19, 7:11, and for this race, I was going to hold back, but I decided to kind of push through, and one of the things I learned from that was when you feel good, push hard. So, and I think part of that is you're capable of pushing faster than you think you are, especially if you've done the training. Next, we had Fargo Half Marathon, hour and 39 minutes and 1 second, which was one of my fastest half marathons. I missed my PR by 1 second. I realized during this race the importance of the elements, like wind, especially when you're in Fargo, when to push and hold pace through those elements. Next, we had Grandma's Marathon. This is a clip from my dad, hearing him cheer me on.
Blake! Way to go, man! See you there!
And I love that. He got some good video of me. So, at Grandma's, biggest thing that I learned and always have learned through this marathon, being this my third, all being Grandma's, is that a marathon is always a humbling experience, and training specificity trumps all other aspects if you want to hit your goal, which I missed my goal time of 3:50 by 5 minutes, but still overall a PR for my marathon at 3:55:24. Here's the finish video right there. Next, we have the Buzz Ryan Triathlon. This is at Island Lake, and there's the swim start. What I learned at the Buzz Ryan is that it's always good to have a plan B, particularly for the swim, where I had to breaststroke some of it, even though it was a 500. Wasn't my strongest swim, but overall, it was good to have this as a warm-up race, first one of the season, and came out 20 minutes faster than I did in 2019 when I did my first triathlon, being the Buzz Ryan. This race really set me up big time for coming into the Chisago Half Ironman, where I actually got pulled from the swim in 2021. So leading up to this, after this Buzz Ryan, I was in the open water swimming big time, 3 times a week for the next 2 weeks. As Chisago came 2 weeks afterwards. I came into Chisago super strong, felt really good. And it showed that as I did one of my best swims for a 1.2 mile, that being 37 minutes and 58 seconds, which averaged out to a 146 per 100 yard. So I was very, very happy with that and kind of proved myself back from last year. Biggest thing I learned during this race was that the importance of knowing the course. A couple of us got off course in the beginning with one turn on the bike that led to like an extra 4 miles, which I was all right with because I was training for the Ironman at this point anyways, so it didn't really bother me adding the extra mileage. It was kind of just part of training at that point. Throughout the race, I also learned kind of the importance of ice. Got really hot during the run, and so I was using a lot of bottles of water and ice, kind of feeling out the body. Quads were very shot during this race, but ended up making it through, and overall very, very happy with the result here for my first half Ironman, 5 hours and 37 minutes. After Chisago, I was pretty beat up, so I took a pretty good week of recovery. Had a buddy's wedding, so I kind of really took training load down a big time. I went on vacation after that. And while I was on vacation, I had a lot of time to train and recover, so I hit some good runs, some good bike rides, brought back in some speed training just because I had another sprint triathlon, that being Nevis Triathlon, coming up. I didn't get any footage from that one, so I have a video of me swimming, but overall, very happy with the performance. It was a strong ride, sort of swim, ride, and run. The biggest thing that I learned from this race was just because it's a small race doesn't make it less competitive. I was kind of expecting to do an age group finish at this one, but at the end of the day, I realized what's most important is just race your race. last triathlon before the Ironman, we had one last try in White Bear Lake. This was an Olympic distance race. The most important thing I learned during this race is how your support and the hometown advantage can play a role for you in pushing harder and performing better overall in your race. I had new wheels on my bike for this race, which was huge, and I pushed my strength really hard on this one and really tried to push the gears, which I had one of the fastest bike splits in the race, one of my faster ones overall as well for just personal performance. Felt really good in this race, and still learned kind of that training specificity in this one. It's just a little bit faster than what I was training for the Ironman, but overall very happy. Took first in my age group. My buddy Levi took first overall, so that booted him out of the age group. Big congrats to Levi, and it was a big confidence booster for me coming into Ironman. We will see you after that on 11/20/22 is when the Ironman is. We'll see you then.